Welcome to Ichor, one of the harder levels and the last of Vela's levels before we break off and head to Lupus's levels.
I gotta learn what the word Ichor originates from. Is that also a constellation?
It might be.
Because I played Code Vein, and that's pretty much the mana of that game, because everything has to have a word for what it is and is not.
In Greek mythology, it's the fluid that flows like blood in the veins of the gods.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense in the context of Code Vein, since that game's about vampires, pretty much. I don't know why this planet is named that, though. Is this planet bloody?
Well, yeah. Look at it.
It is now. It wasn't before we got here.
No, Token just hiding back there.
I really like that little melody in the music there.
Yeah. It's a good soundtrack.
Very good, yes.
Be careful, there are snipers around here, but he can take at least that one out before he sees you. Son of a...
They don't respawn, do they?
Not if you've actually killed them.
Okay, good.
And you kill the snipers when you sneeze on them, so... There's nothing hidden behind the sniper towers, though. I felt like there was at some point, but apparently not. The stupidest thing here is all of the drones run past you and hide behind the entrance.
That reminds me of this one old scene from WWE where one guy was chasing another guy to the backstage area, and then like they cut later to the chase still going on, but they weren't in position properly, so the guy he was chasing was behind him and running past him. This level's very cramped.
We haven't even gotten to the actual level yet.
Oh.
We're just outside. Most of the level is the base.
This pre-level show is very cramped.
Damn it. I switched late. Well, now I've got more ammo for my useless pistol.
Great!
It's kind of useful for the snipers.
Yeah, they pretty much die in one pistol shot.
There are more drones hiding out in front of the entrance. I don't know why they're not attacking me. Maybe they're the ones that ran after me. I guess they are dead, huh. So there's a couple ways to get inside. I'm taking the higher path because it also has secrets.
You start to realize how long this opening animation is when there's two chests right next to each other.
Yeah.
I saw these and I was like, oh god.
Little marching drums in the music. Makes me wonder if Mizar's forces also like have marching drums or what have you, like do they have a military orchestra? Or is the music just for our benefit?
I'd like to think that there is somebody directly behind the camera just drumming you on. You like the tune too much to kill them.
Easy to get turned around in this place. This takes us into the actual base. Also, once again, this is a place where you can't get all the tribals in your first run. You have to come back once you've got the jetpack. I think you can be any character in that situation. It might be preferable to be Lupus, thinking about it.
I'm guessing that all the characters have similar, if not identical, mobility and ability to reach places.
Yeah, it's just Lupus has a built-in hover jet, but even he needs an actual, he needs actual fuel from the jetpack in order to fly upwards.
All right.
Okay, I guess there were two just stacked on each other.
Wow. Oh yeah, I was wondering what the fuck happened there.
Be careful down here. There are 3 enemies guarding tribals.
Oh, wow, yeah, be careful. Don't get too haphazard.
They're far enough behind, the splash damage probably won't kill them, but you can kill them. If I do collect tribals in a video, that's mostly so I don't have to collect them again when I come back here. Just for the sake of the video, because I have to anyway when I'm playing. But it's more for the sake of you already know where they are.
Right. Convenient for LP purposes.
Now this is a hidden room with a pad. I don't think we've seen the pad before. Also a bunch of tokens. Great, that's just a grenade that keeps exploding. But this has a pad with Lloyd's face on it. This is a minigame.
It kind of looked like Pox from Bomberman.
I've wiped that from my memory. So Lloyd's missions are first-person flight minigames.
Oh.
You have a very limited time to collect a bunch of items and do certain jobs.
Oh, yeah, is this as fun as it looks?
Yes, it's not.
Yeah, I was expecting it. Oh my, I'm puking.
The worst part is, one of these is required to beat the game.
Ah, I'm puking.
And not this one. But one of these is required in order to get an item, which you then need to trade in, essentially, to get another item. In most cases, beating these gives you stuff for, multiplayer. What they don't tell you, though, is that you need to get at least a silver medal on this, and that has to do with your speed, how quickly you complete the objectives and get to the end of the level. Suffice to say, I'm not even gonna get bronze from this shit.
Oh my god.
This is me trying to do this minigame blind. I am gonna come back here more experienced, and I'm gonna show you how to actually beat all of Lloyd's minigames, but I'm sure as hell not gonna beat it this time.
There's so much painful about this. The motion sickness of your movement, the flashing light whenever you pick anything up.
Yeah. The whole game is really bad if you're photosensitive. They like to flash pure white constantly.
You know, this game just kind of feels too ahead of its time, because this concept kicks ass. I'm keeping it real. If this was made today, with the lessons we've learned in game design and control, this would be pretty cool. But it isn't.
And it was on the N64. And even though they ported it to the 360, they didn't make it control good.
No. It was very much a port. It was not a remaster, other than, supporting widescreen and higher resolution.
They did update the controls for the main characters for the most part.
Yeah,
But even then, it's still finicky.
it is, definitely. Especially when you're not aiming. Most of this LP has been essentially with Thorn holding down the left trigger.
Yes.
If that wasn't obvious already. Like, if you don't hold it down, it's more of a standard third-person platforming view, and it does not control well.
Jet Force Gemini, in general, I would like to see come back. But properly come back, not just ported.
Yeah.
Because, like, you made a whole world. Yeah, Gemini is the only team in Jet Force still alive or whatever, but you could do something else. They can go on a new mission. Mizar's not the only intergalactic bad guy. At least you would think.
Yeah, if this game was made, like, maybe 3-4 years later than it was, I think it would have aged a lot better.
Probably. Or if anything, there would be a sequel.
Yeah.
There's a few travels in this room. There's one on the ground, and then there's, like, 2 up above. Do you know anything they don't tell you about the jetpacks when you get them? Is the fuel only counts for the room that you're in.
What?
Yeah, it's really dumb. And also because of that, we'll talk about it more once we get the jetpacks, because that only happens once all the characters have reunited. But, the fuel capacity is stupid, and you can only use it in the room where you have the fuel pads. But, like, for the most part, the stuff you need to do with the jetpacks, they give you enough fuel to do it, so it's okay, but there's a lot of wasted opportunity there.
Imagine just the inconveniences in, like, everyday life. The fuel's gotta be kinda heavy when it's in the jetpack. Then when you open and close a door, your back suddenly just, a weight very suddenly lifts off of it. That can't be good for your back, to just suddenly lose that weight you're used to.
So, now this room is one of those things that only exists in video games. And they're kind of hilarious, but you just deal with them. In this case, there's a bunch of pistons that only exist to knock you off the platform. Thankfully, the physics are a little wonky in a way that you can take advantage of. I think I might miss this first jump. Yep, that one knocked me down. But when you're in the air, you have your own momentum separate from the piston or whatever. So as long as you jump before it pushes you off the platform, you can fly over back onto the platform.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, from a coding perspective, I guess, rather than a realistic perspective.
Yeah.
I can see how they wouldn't be able to maybe do that at this time.
Trying to do that room purely by timing is bullshit. But as long as you know that you can jump to get across, it's pretty easy that way.
I like how you were dangling diagonally when you held onto that ramp.
This room's another just tedious puzzle. When you press on a switch, the platform of the same color will move. And as long as you stop at a decent point where you could sort of jump diagonally between platforms, you can get through this room pretty quickly.
This looks kind of interesting. Kinda.
Kinda's the right qualifier, I guess.
Oh, thank God, we can hold more grenades. I was waiting for that.
And not quite. Also, I think this is a room where there isn't a jetpack, so even once you've got it, you still have to do this to get those tribals in the corner.
Yeah, the kinda is wearing off a little bit.
It's a small room, at least, and I think this is the only place in the whole game where you do anything like this. It's like a leftover from Banjo-Kazooie or something. It's the horrible thing.
Thank you for calling Verizon.
It does look kind of Verizon, doesn't it? Or like T-Mobile.
How may I provide you horrible service today?
No, not just today.
Tomorrow. And every day you'll need to call me to get your router working.
I'm trying to be careful, because when you stop walking, you mentioned drift earlier in reference to your controller. Well, the game controls kind of like that anyway.
Yeah, there's this weird momentum that the character has. I'm like, this ain't Super Mario Brothers. It's not cool.
It's like right there, I just keep walking.
Oh, that combined with my drift, I could never beat this game. I played it for like a half hour. I think I'm good. At least until I get a new controller.
Trying to get that close, trying not to fall. Alright, so I can move the purple platform over and get across to the exit.
Damn, this is a lot more complicated than it looks.
Oh, there's just like one guy running around here. Mostly this room is just a way to stress you out. Look at all these moving platforms and consider how the game controls.
I'm stressing out already.
Trying to cross these platforms, you would start crying.
Oh, I thought you shot him.
Some of them are hidden in places and they'll just start running after you. There's a lot of tribals in this room, in fact. The nice thing about this room is there is a jet fueling station around here, and you do not need to cross the platforms without it whatsoever. You can try, you will fail. But nothing you'll get here you would really want to get without the jetpack anyway, and you can easily get to everything with it, so fuck this room, just move on. You'll come back here.
Yeah, especially since you have to come back anyway.
Exactly.
Don't bother. Whoa. Everything kind of went black there for a second.
There isn't really anything to collect after this point. I think all of the tribals are in all the locations previous. So you can kind of haul ass to the end, if you want to. Although I think there is an enemy door at the end, so after a point you do need to start killing these guys. Aerial conga.
Ya da 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 da. I was trying to sound like a robot. It sounded like a man yelling, which is what it was, but.
Be careful in this stretch. Crossing the bridge can be a little treacherous if you don't keep moving, because there are turrets on both sides. Just start firing missiles.
Oof. They can take a beating.
Yeah, they can. Now, I think those turrets have drones on them that you can easily see if you use the sniper rifle. So that's an alternate use, just shoot him in the head. But it's more fun to just lay into them with rockets.
Blast him. Don't blast the floor.
That's one way to speed up fighting the shield drones. Now, I'd mentioned it in part 1. We haven't really seen it yet because it hasn't come into play. But Vela's special ability is she's the one that can swim. All the characters, if you go into water, they'll doggy paddle. Vela can actually go underwater.
Oh.
Despite that, Ichor has that little bit of water under the bridge. There's nothing under there. You don't swim with Vela in her first 3 missions.
This game's odd.
Yeah. Got our refill room. Looks like we're right before her boss. It's another pretty cool boss. It's one of the things that I remember most vividly from me playing the game as a kid. Probably because I don't think I ever beat it.
Oh, great.
Because remember, with the bosses, you can only attack their weak spots when they flash, and they're about to use them. I didn't know that.
So after this is, new territory for Adult Thorn.
Basically. Look at that lava.
Sure vaguely looks like lava.
This platform is supposed to take me across. But uh-oh. There's drones manning it.
Hey, who's the wise guy?
Giggling idiots.
That's not very wise.
This is a very weird way to try to kill her. They basically take me on a track. There's nothing in the way here. Like, it's basically an infinite tunnel.
Hey, have you ever wondered what lava feels like on your skin? It's nothing special. Ugh.
And then they just send the boss to follow me and shoot at me. They could just drop me into the lava.
Ugh. Pretty grody.
Salute the chunky boy.
Slimy. But from this angle, it looks like just a few... You know, like in cartoons where you dress up as a horse?
It looks like a pantomime horse.
Yeah, a few people underneath a big blanket.
Tom-de-dum.
Well, I'm bored. Really wish there was a giant horse monster behind me. Oh, awesome!
Hug me.
If you hug me, I'll let you live. Ugh.
So, careful with this guy. In between attacks, he praises Jesus, and then maggots fall from the sky and explode. So don't be near them.
That's kind of metal.
It's a little bit. It's kind of Ronnie James Dio, I guess.
I'll spoot you with my exploding babies.
What you want to do is, in between attacks, walk to one side, wait for the maggots to come down, and then walk to the other. Because with every boss, you're locked into an X-axis. You can never go forward. So once you take out those arms, like the arm mouths, now you need to shoot them in the butt. The abdomen, as we now know.
The massive ass.
Now he's gonna start flying around.
I can imagine being, like, afraid of this boss if I were a kid.
I kinda was, yeah.
Now it's essentially just a hovering bug demon.
The tough thing is he flies around a lot. It can be really hard to hit him.
Can't even imagine doing this with an N64 controller.
Okay, I took out his arms. Now I just need to shoot him in the face. He's not gonna do anything else except call on the maggots now. He's just accepted his lot in life, I guess. Oof.
Oh my god, that was violent. Oh, this is still violent. Don't worry, Vela. I didn't want to look either, but it's kind of my job.
This game is kind of metal. I would think after the resurrection of Doom, they could kind of bring this back and it would find an audience.
Yeah. Jet Force Gemini's M-rated reboot. You're fine.
It's Lupus!
Dougie!
Gun doggy! Don't walk right in front of my gun, Lupus.
Borf, why don't you have a nose? Fuck. That was like an action figure pose shooting somebody. Like, goddamn.
My badass little dog. And now we're left in this big empty area with nothing in it.
Great.
I don't know why. Again, this game in big empty areas with nothing. I went to look around to make sure, and yeah, there's nothing here. Just head to the ship. I like that I got 110%. I know Vela's gonna head off. I haven't shown it yet, I've been cutting it out, but once you've completed the first 3 levels of each character, they all head to the same planet, but I'm saving that footage until we all get there, and that is going to be part 8. All 3 of the characters are going to go to that place. But part 6 and 7, we're going to be going through Lupus's levels, and he's got a really tough final level, or level 3, I guess.
We got a little ways before everybody finally reunites after being separated. But next time we get to play as a dog.
Yeah, Lupus is probably my favorite character to play as, because he has built-in jet feet.
Jet feet!
He could fly with his little feeties.
His flitters, I can't wait.
For a pretty far distance, too. Like, you can get a solid 4 to 5 seconds out of it.
Then what the fuck are the humans doing here?
Basically, yeah. Vela can swim like she's fucking amphibian or something. But, like, just give Lupus an oxygen tank and weigh him down a little bit. He'll be fine.
Right, now, you said she could swim. Can she breathe underwater?
Yeah, she doesn't have a rebreather or anything. She just can exist underwater.
Well, that's kind of cool. Just make him a scuba dog, and yeah.
There is the thing that Juno can do that I'm sure would be very difficult for Lupus to try to do. But then there's one secret, which I think you're supposed to get as Juno, that you can get with Lupus. So, like, it's not completely necessary, but there's a couple places only Juno can get to. We'll see when we get there.
Juno's undoubtedly the weak link here. Kick him into space.
He's got a cool ability. I'm not going to say what for no particular reason. Like, it's not the biggest surprise, but like, it takes so long for it to come into play.
Juno can become Alaska.
What?
It's the capital of Alaska. It's not spelled the same way.
Oh, I forgot that.
It's. I'm sorry I confused you in such a way.